All right, guys, here is the most simple, most comprehensive, and most infinite truth. I want to repeat that. Most simple, most comprehensive, and most infinite truth. You see, I have a friend, Dr. Stoller, very interesting guy. He was a neurosurgeon in Russia, then he went to Israel, and I guess did different qualifications. He became a nurse. His mother was, in fact, a doctor in World War II. Saw a picture of her. You can see a very refined woman. I don't know exactly what his father did. But anyway, he was born in communist Russia. He knew nothing about God, nothing about Judaism. About the age of 70, he experienced a couple of miracles in his life that convinced him that there's a God. He still knows almost nothing, but he's very, very clever, super clever, and he's very rational. So he has a line which is that whatever is true must be universally applicable, which is a very, very commonsensical thing. If something is truth, it includes everything. If somebody has a theory, but it doesn't work some of the time, then it's not a theory. If I tell you water boils at 212, but it doesn't boil some of the time at 212, so water doesn't always boil at 212. Some water may boil. You have to start working out what this situation is. To the best of my knowledge, there's only one truth that includes everything, and that is in Jewish mysticism. And basically, it goes like this. Now, of course, if I say to you, is food true? Say food is true. Is there one food? No, there are many foods. Do they all taste good? Yeah, they can all taste good. So the point is that there can be a truth, and there can be many details to the truth. Is a flower pretty? Yeah, and there can be many pretty flowers. So the fact that there is a truth, and this is what a lot of people make a mistake. They think, okay, there's one truth and that's it. Everybody else is either false or needs to be convinced. There can be one truth and it can be infinite at the same time. And that's a very hard thing for us to understand because our brains are finite brains. Basically what the brain does is it's very good at categorizing stuff. So it says, okay, this is a tree and this is a cat. But it can't say infinite things. It doesn't have the capacity to go through infinity. So if this is true, so that's not true. So it has to deal with it in its own way. But infinity is what's called noise hafachim. It can contain opposites. Opposite things can be mutually beneficial. Is a man, and a woman? Yes. And are they mutually beneficial? Yes. Does a tree create oxygen? We create carbon dioxide. Are we mutually beneficial? Yes. So did I come up with that? No. Did the God come up with that? Yes. Does it work? Of course it works. So the point is that things don't have to be black and white. Things can be multicolored, even opposite colors, and somehow it all works. And so in order to understand truth, there's only one thing you have to understand, and that is love. And from the perspective of love, you get every single thing that ever has, is, and will happen. And basically, there are three main things that have and are and will happen. The first is the very fact that we exist. We only exist because God loves us. You say, how does He love us? Well, the answer is many people have children. Why do they have children? They want to have a child. They love the child. Now, God, the past, present, and future are the same. So you existed as you existed now to Him He foresaw the future. But exactly as you are now. We're all DNA. We've all been designed. He designed us. So in other words, you are loved by God, and it's that love which is what perpetuates your existence. Existence, as we know, is a continuous perpetuation of divine energy into the world and the beings that we see and we experience. So number one is love. The second thing about love is that love gives free choice. And what is it? It's very, very important to understand. Free choice doesn't mean to be wild. I remember a rabbi, he said, when God made the Jews free, He didn't mean that they should go wild. What it meant is that they should become the best people that they can be through their own choice. I have a child. Do I give him freedom? Yes. Do I want him to be the best person he can be? Yes. Do I want him to choose that? Yes. Because I want it to be his choice. I want him to grow. So that's the second thing about life. There's free choice. But again, free choice doesn't mean that you're meant to do nothing. It doesn't mean that God doesn't communicate. It means that you're meant to be the best you can be. And God does communicate. He gave us the Torah. And there are roles that we have. According to the Torah, either you're a Jew or you're a Gentile. And then within that, obviously, if you're a male, you have responsibilities to your wife, and female, you have responsibilities to your husband. We have responsibilities to each other. And that makes us significant. There's a big problem. There's a lot of suicide that's going on today because people don't feel that they have any value. Because the secular world basically tells you you're just a monkey and get away with what you can. That's basically its message. And it doesn't make a person feel good. And last but not least, and this is a very beautiful thing, is that not only does God love me, not only do I have roles, and not only are our roles complementary, so that creates unity, but also it's infinite. I will always learn more about spirituality, about my own inner growth. The whole world, all of us are going to exponentially grow. Now, we just look at the world from what it was, a very barbaric, savage, primitive place, to what it is, much more enlightened. Technology builds on technology. It's the tools are getting better and better. There's soon going to be a time nobody's going to hunger. It's amazing stuff are coming. And the spiritual wisdom that came from the Baal Shem Tov, incredible teachings from the Rebbe, just stuff that will blow your mind if you start it. Just read Toward a Meaningful Life. Go to my website. I have quotes from that book on many, many books. Anyway, the point is these three things, they are not only a truth for a Jew. God's truth, God's revelation at Mount Sinai, and Jewish mysticism encompasses everyone and everything all the time. Whether you like it or not, you're part of this story, but you might as well like it and enjoy life.